Hello, my name is Aaron, and in this video, I will be explaining the database schema for my application. So in Lab 5, I said I was going to do a food review API, and in this video, I'll be going over the purpose of the API and the tables in it. So this API is for, you know, allowing users to review dishes from restaurants and share their opinions about the food. This would be, based in Belize, Asian restaurants. So for my database schema, I made four tables. So one would be the user. It's just information about the people who use the application, a unique ID, username, email, and their password, and the time their account was created. And then our second table here is the restaurants table. This table stores information about the restaurants. So their name, where they're located, what kind of food they offer. This would be the cuisine type. And then each restaurant has a primary key as well. So the third table would be the dishes. This table stores menu items that belong to the restaurant here, and it's a foreign key. So each dish has a primary key, the ID. This foreign key links to restaurant. Basically, what it does, it links each dish to the restaurant that serves it. This relationship represents a one to many relationship, meaning one restaurant can have many dishes. And then the fourth table is the review table. So this table stores reviews written um, by users about specific dishes. So this also contains the user ID and dish ID. So the user ID connects the review to the user who wrote it, and the dish ID connects the review to the dish being reviewed. This creates more relationships. Um, both are one to many because one user can write many reviews, and then one dish can have many reviews from different users. And using this relationship, we organize the data and ensure that reviews are properly connected to both users and dishes. So this database schema will support the features of my application, which are storing restaurants, storing the dishes from the restaurants, storing reviews made by the user about dishes from restaurants. Uh, that will be it. Thank you.
Okay, so for this second part of my video, I was making the migrations. So I had already prepared the database before, and now what I was doing here is making the migrations. So as you can see, I have the user table already, and I'm putting in the up and down SQL files. I'm creating the tables as we speak. And then here I had a little error, but it was only because of my password. The structuring of the code of the script here was wrong, and that was what gave me an error. But besides that, the migration was going pretty well. I created a users table, a restaurants table, and the up and down files for them. Now right here, I am making um, the migrations, putting in the code for the restaurants. So now I will migrate them, and I'm fixing up the code there. You can see they are all running. Now I make the dishes table, and I put in the code into the up and down SQL files. And then I migrate them. Yeah, as you can see, the code is running. It's giving us proper responses. Now I'm going to make a final table called review. Yeah, and then put in the code for the up and down SQL files. And then I'll migrate. And then after migrating, I will check in my database inside Postgres as well. And I will check for all of these four tables to make sure they show up. So right now the code already executed, and then we're gonna check in the database. And as you can see, it was in there. It's right there, food review API, and all my four tables are there. Now for the part with the error, an intended error. After checking that my database is correct, I will add a column to my user table, which would be gender. So now I have the up and down for this new migration, and I will intentionally leave a column misspelled in the code. Now this will give a syntax error, which I will have to fix later on. So here you can see that I am migrating, and after misspelling the word here, but I got an error, right? But that was again a code error. So here we have the syntax error, and now we're gonna fix it. We know that the column is misspelled, and we fix it here, and then we do another migration. This will result in a dirty migration. So we will have to force it and then roll back to a clean one. So here we can see we are migrating. See, dirty database version, and then we got the version. Now, to make sure which number we have to use, we run this script and it will return what version is dirty. This was my password being wrong again. So as you can see, 5 is wrong. So version 5 we have to fix because it's dirty. So we force version 5, we force migrate it. As you can see, we forced it, and now we can roll back. But since my users table does not require a gender, I will roll back to a different one, meaning that I will not keep the gender column in my database, but I will roll back to something that I will use in my final project. here the I was using feedback in my code, but it really had to be users instead. And then here it's gonna roll back to a correct version of my code. Dirty database version 4, and then I will force it. And now I will check in my database that it is removed. So I log into Postgres and I see that my food review database is there. Now we check the tables. So the users table, we have to check the users table since I added a gender column and it should not be there anymore. So here is the details, and as you can see, there is no gender column, meaning that we did an error and fixed it properly.